Oh, Mackenzie.
Oh, yes, Nicholas?
You can get out of here.
Misha will probably continually.
Hello! We're live. Welcome to the YouthWrite Alive and Kicking live stream.
Hello. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, people we love.
Hello.
Mackenzie, do you have graphics for people to see?
I have some graphics that people will see, yeah. Some
Excellent.
For special occasions.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I heard someone screaming. I wonder who that was. Woo. So are we physically live? Megan, can you see us on Facebook?
We'll see. I'm going there now.
Excellent. Yeah. I heard someone screaming. I wonder who that was. Woo. So are we physically live? Megan, can...
Yes, Gail, mute yourself.
Yes, I'm about to.
Okay.
Mute that portion of yourself anyway.
So welcome all. We are thrilled to be here. This is our special live streaming hot diggity dog party that we've been really excited about, largely because we are so happy to see each other. And we've been looking through pictures for weeks now with this fundraiser and with dreaming of the 25th anniversary. It's been absolutely a thrill to see old images, new images, videos, lots of shenanigans and fun. So the first thing I want to say is to our many, 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 many supporters out there, thank you so much. We are currently sitting at, drum roll please, $19,000. I'm just ready to cry, and we just started. Oh my God, this is fantastic. It's better than we dreamed. In one of the hardest years of our time as YouthWrite, just to know you are out there supporting us has been so very, very special, so encouraging, and we love you, love you. I want to say first and foremost, thank you to my beautiful assistants today. Mackenzie, give a wave.
Hello.
She's been doing all of the social media. She's running the control board behind the scenes today. And joining her, of course, is our wonderful Megan.
Hello.
So we have lots of fun planned. I know that there's not a real hard and fast rule to how we're going to do this. But I'd like to first introduce the reason we do this, one of our very own current youth writers. So this is Yamariam. Yamariam, say hello. And please unmute. So Yamariam is many things. She's an amazing writer. She is a member of the Spoken Word Youth Choir, SWIC. And she has been with us. Is it one summer or two now, Yamariam? One summer. Yeah. So she joined us for YouthWrite Zooms Online. She didn't even get to play by the river, but we're going to amend that, we hope, this summer, Yamariam. Yamariam, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us about your, I think you have a new, is it a blog or a website where you're publishing your poetry? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It's not a blog yet. I'm still working on that, but I do have an Instagram page where I post my poetry, and I also self-published an anthology of my poems too. So there's that. Yeah.
Wow. Yay. Shout out to Yamariam. Yamariam, I would also just like to share with people that you were a scholarship winner this year. Is that correct?
Yeah. I was for YouthWrite Zooms Online.
Right. Our Black Voices Matter.
Mm-hmm.
Inaugural scholarship. So we're thrilled to have you, and we're thrilled you're a member of SWIC. Can I share your video with people?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So Mackenzie just speak for a moment while I get this cued?
Yeah, for sure. Hello, everybody. Feel free to leave some comments. We'll be replying to them, or we'll. Congratulations, Misha Marie. Hello. She's actively commenting. We'd like to see that from all of our 22 viewers. Yeah. What else we got? Gail's getting her video ready.
Right, we're just about ready. I just want to remind people that you can so very conveniently text to donate. So all you have to do is text WRITE, WRITE, to 20222, and you can donate $10 or $25. It goes seamlessly onto your phone bill. How do I know this? Because I've done it myself several times this campaign. It's really painless. So we hope you'll consider that. And I'm just ready to share our lovely Yamariam.
Hello, my name is Miriam, and I'm going to be talking a bit about my experience with YouthWrite. Everybody's just so welcoming and so open and loving, and they really make you feel at home. And that's really what YouthWrite is to me. It's a second home, and the people that I've met there have become like family. Being at YouthWrite has helped me be more open to try new styles and be more comfortable with my work. Being at YouthWrite just gives me that community and that confidence just to try new things and be more confident in my own abilities as a writer. If you are able, please donate to YouthWrite so more camps can happen every year and more kids could hone their skills as writers, artists, and so they can meet new people. I don't think there are enough words in the dictionary to completely describe what YouthWrite is and what kind of things it does for people. I know that there are plenty of kids out there who need a community like this one. If you are able, please donate to YouthWrite this Christmas season. And yes, thank you for listening. Bye.
Well said, Yamariam.
Absolutely. We are so pleased you could join us. You're the reason we do this. And there are many, many, as you said, out there just like you. Any thoughts from our lovely supervisors and one alumni who's just with us at this moment? Look at them leaping in. Nicholas comes in for a close-up though. That's
Such beautiful words. Honestly, really beautiful. I think you really captured what the camp's all about. I think it's wonderful. It's great to hear that. It's great to come out of the winter and just start off with that bit of love. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks, Nicholas. While we're here and there are the 9 of us present and we await others, let's do some more introductions. You've met Mackenzie, you've met Megan, you've met Yamariam. Let's meet another former youth writer, a longtime friend of YouthWrite, a member of the Spoken Word Youth Choir, now a member of the Spoken Word Choir, and also a board member on the YouthWrite Society Canada board. This is our very own Lauren Seal. Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Some of you probably saw her testimonial posted variously on our channels. But Lauren, do you just want to have a couple of words about YouthWrite?
Yeah, well, as in my video, YouthWrite came into my life at a very pivotal time. It's not that it came, more Gail forced it on me. She was my teacher at the hospital school I had to attend when I was hospitalized for some mental health issues. And I told her that during that, I'm like, yeah, I like to read and I like to write. And she's like, okay, so you're coming to YouthWrite then. And I was like, I guess. But honestly, it changed my life. I was very self-conscious, not sure of myself. I was at a state in my life where I'm like, oh, it'll be a miracle if I make it to 30. And that was just something that I carried with me. And then I went to YouthWrite, and it was just like the most beautiful thing I've ever been to. I'm wearing my shirt right now from my camp. Fine. But yeah, it was life-changing, and I cried when I had to leave, so I decided that I just never really would, and weaseled my way into SWIC. When SWIC was reborn, I somehow weaseled my way into being a mentor, and then performing in the adult version of SWIC, and then I weaseled my way onto the YouthWrite board.
Thank you, Lauren. That's so lovely. And honestly, the talent was there. It had nothing to do with me. I just knew this would be a great camp for you, for someone just like you. So thank you for being part of my life, being part of YouthWrite, being such a supporter of spoken word choir and spoken word youth choir. In many ways, she herds the cats that are spoken word youth choir and spoken word choir. So what would we do without you? Thank you so much. We have a new person joining us. I'll introduce in just a moment, but I want to go over to an extraordinary musician and just someone I adore. I can't believe you joined us. It's Caleb Nelson.
Hi, Gail.
Wow.
Hi, Caleb.
Hey, everybody.
Look at all your pretty things in the
So many
background.
pretty things. Yeah, I spend a lot of time on Zoom these days teaching lessons through this camera right here. And so I've got a guitar and a flute and a trumpet and a piano ready to go here if we need to play anything here. So that's kind of fun.
You're so well balanced, Caleb.
Thanks,
this is the
thanks.
best
You know,
Zoom.
I took a lot of, you know, I did what I could.
Nice.
It's such an interesting thing. Gail, do you want to do what do you want me to talk about? Do you want to talk about like, you know, what's the plan here?
Well, if I had an ask me anything wish of you, Caleb, it would be tell us about your very first year as a YouthWrite super.
Oh my God. Okay, so Gail asked me to be a YouthWrite supervisor when we were in the same jazz choir happening at the U of A. And I was like, I've come to recognize that I was an exceptionally shy person, and my anxiety was like just through the roof all the time. But you know, we connected with each other through music, and I trusted Gail, and she said, "I think you'd make a good supervisor." And being a chronically not ever being able to say no, I thought, hey, sure, let's do this. And it honestly was one of the most terrifying experiences of my whole life, but so uplifting too, because it's in the same way that I constantly hearing from youth writers who come to the camp. I felt this same like, well, I guess if you know, if they can do it, I must be able to do it too. And so just you know, going along with that stream of positivity really helped me through the whole thing. I cannot tell you how terrified I was of the Beak shows, though. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a whole different level of fear. But pushing myself through it has helped me, you know, become the kind of teacher that I am right now. And being able to interact with people and you know, pivot on the spot in moments of improvisation and whatnot. And so honestly, it was the best thing that could have happened to me. But I was terrified.
I was there. You were great.
Oh, that's right. Anna was in my first year. She was. Oh, that's great. Thank you I appreciate you saying that, because I honestly, it's kind of a blurry memory for me.
I remember sewing tassels on your costume.
My Elvis costume. That's right. Oh, that was something else. In order to help kind of my anxiety, and people can tell I have anxiety even if I didn't really understand what that was. But we were constantly trying to write me pseudo musical roles into the big show. It's like, I can just play piano instead. Okay, I'll do that. That's fine.
You had one line, and it was an Elvis line. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. It's like, okay, I can do that. Oh, I had a lot of non-speaking roles. I think we did like a mime theme that year. I don't know.
But boy, did you blossom. You blossomed like a flower.
Oh, with your help, Nick.
And so many beautiful characters.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Caleb?
Sorry, say again?
Caleb has had so many beautiful hairstyles over
With
the years.
lots of different hairstyles over the years. Yes, yes. We've settled on a very, it seems, a very unique to COVID type of haircut that seems to happen, and Misha's gotten exceptionally good at cutting it, so that's about where we're at. Yeah, yeah. Look at who's joined us.
Thank you, Caleb. I've got more introductions. I want to move now to what's center on my screen. I don't know about yours, but one of my lead supers for many years, but I first knew her as an extraordinary youth writer who made amazing costumes. Please welcome Anna Cooley. Anna,
hello.
hello. Oh, we have so many beautiful people watching you, Anna, some of whom were you're in your pod, but also people who've been at camp with you. What was YouthWrite like as a camper?
Well, I started when I was 14. That was 20 years ago. And like for me, the first year I went to YouthWrite, I just had a really rough year of bullying, and I had pretty much no self-esteem. So YouthWrite gave that back to me and made me feel valued and capable and like I mattered. So it was a really big deal for me, especially that first year. It continued to be for the preceding years that I was a camper as well, but that first year was really pivotal for me. And then, yeah, it's just such a joy to come back as a supervisor afterwards.
What was your first year like, Anna?
My first year, what was it like? It was at the Bennett Center, the old Bennett Center pre-fire. I remember there was like some elective classes, and I took like journal writing for sure. And then there was ones where you had to, you were like placed in a class, and that was interpretive dance, which I loathed. And yet, I think I got a lot out of it eventually, but like at the time I was like, ugh. But I always think about that when campers come and they're mad they didn't get their classroom choice. It's like, you may hate it at first, but it'll do you good. Yeah. And yeah, I ended up like performing something with a bunch of friends for what's now called Inklings, and yeah, just sharing some of my work and being praised, which like is so important to keep going, to like push yourself further down the line. That positive reinforcement is so valuable.
Thank you, Anna. I think that the interpretive dance prepared you really for deadbeat poets.
I agree. I also found some pictures that I thought I would share of me at camp. So here's me with a dorm room full of bugs.
Ooh, can we put that? Can you? Oh,
yep.
Not live.
And then here's me performing a song from Bob Jarrett's songwriting class. Here I am.
Oh wow, look at that, hey?
With more YouthWrite friends of the past. What else? Yeah, that's it. That's it for my photos of me as a camper.
Fantastic. Thank you, Anna. We also have all the way from the East Coast, but longtime supervisor, much beloved, Morgan Moffat.
Hello. So nice to see everybody. Oh my gosh, it makes my heart feel warm. Thank you.
We miss you, Morgan. You're far away, but never far from us.
Oh, I miss you guys. I miss everybody too. It's pretty dark and stormy and rainy out here, so it's nice to have some light right now.
Tell us about an embarrassing moment for you at YouthWrite as a super.
I guess it would have to be my first year. I was a super sub, and I remember the campers had gone to bed, and we were all just sitting around having our nightly supervisor meeting, just going over, checking, making sure everybody was okay. And back then we still did, but we would read notes to all the supers from so and so, and I had decided to write a note to all of the supers just saying thank you for how wonderful it was. I felt like I was back in high school in drama, and I didn't realize that it was just not a thing to do. I don't know. I felt really embarrassed by it because Gail sat there reading it out in front of everybody thinking it was from a camper, and it was from me. So I went through a lot of learning and figuring out really what it was to be a super that year. But and though it felt embarrassing to me, everybody was very sweet about it. So
Thank you, Morgan.
oh, thanks.
Thanks for joining us. What time is it there?
7:25.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this. This is the magic of Zoom. Let's zoom over to Nicholas Carter. Woo!
Hello, I unmuted myself.
Hansman be praised.
Hansman be praised.
Hansman.
Praise be. How are you?
Well, that's it. That's all you're going to say.
Well, yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Nice to see all your beautiful faces. Up next, we got Harry Chapin, Taxi. No, YouthWrite. Heck of a thing, I got to tell you. So many beautiful friends here. My dear friend Noel, Morgan, Hannah, Caleb, Gail. I see Thomas's name, but I don't see Thomas's face. So
yeah,
no,
I don't know where he is.
Yeah, it's too bad. But,
we'll get him.
Big fan of YouthWrite. I have a shtick, but I got to wait for Joe for the shtick.
Okay, we'll wait.
Come back for the shtick.
We've got time.
We got time.
As soon as I finish introductions, we're going to do is spin the wheel, I think.
Okay, good to be here. Thank you so much. We'll be talking more.
Thank you. Thank you, Chesterfield Beige. And welcome, Noel Taylor. Woo!
Hello, everybody. How are you all doing?
You're distorting a little bit, Noel.
Oh, hot mic, hot.
Oh, I could, should I switch to these giant ones and make it look like I'm in outer space instead?
Well.
Or what if I speak at a much regular tone?
That seems okay.
Can he do that?
I've been working from home for a while, and often my partner has to say, "You don't have to yell," because I assume that because everyone is so far away, I must project as if I'm still in a large room full of people. So my dog walks around the house now with her paws over her ears because I'm just always yelling.
Welcome, Noel. How did you become a super? That's a good story.
Oh, I became a super so I was in university and I was a student at the U of A, and I was working at a lumber supply store in the west end of Edmonton after I bought my first house. And I worked in the lumber yard, and I was manning a desk that I had no idea how to help any customer with. And there was a woman at the end of this big long lineup just standing and staring at me. And I was dealing with some people who were upset that they were talking to a person who didn't know anything, but was pretending as if they did. And eventually this woman got to the front of the line and leaned in and said, "What do you actually do?" And I had no idea who she was or what she was talking about. And then she followed up with, "We should get coffee sometime." And I was even more taken aback. And then I went for a coffee with Gail at a Tim Hortons close to where YouthWrite used to have an office by the J. Percy Page building, not the high school, by the Circle Square. And I had this big, long, awesome coffee with Gail, and she explained the camp to me. And I was in education. I was a drama teacher for years. Now I'm an assistant principal. And Gail had this big meeting with me, and she was like, "Do you have any questions?" And I was like, "I don't know what kind of camp this really is, but like I have a lot of tattoos. I hope that that'll be okay." And she did this big uproarious laugh and was like, "Oh, we've got Spider." And I was like, "That doesn't explain my question about tattoos." And she was like, "You'll see." And then I started at YouthWrite, and I was there for eons as a supervisor. And then I also started to instruct ISAE for a couple of times.
Thank you. Noel. It's great to have you here. Someone whom I've also made music with and whom I adore, and we got to have as a supervisor, the wonderful Stephen Fong is here. Woo!
Hey everyone. It's wow, it's so awesome to see faces I haven't seen in years. Noel and yeah, just Caleb, everyone. It's so nice. Yeah, YouthWrite was like this. For me, I think unlike many of you, it was like a very brief, like sliver of my life that just it pierced into me, and but I've never quite been able to shake the experience. It was
still
pretty
bleeding.
memorable. Yeah.
Oh, go away.
Yeah, I only got to supervise at a YouthWrite for one summer, but it was extremely memorable. I'm pretty sure my wife and I had a baby just because she could feel Gail getting her hooks into me, and she didn't want me to go away every summer and become, you know, a crazy camp counselor for life. So, you know,
We're still going to have you back, Stephen.
fantastic. I owe the life of my child to you. So there you go.
Thank you for joining us. I'm going to move to supervisor I haven't seen in ages. I'm so excited to see you, Heather Osborne. Woo! Heather Osborne was one of our early Colonel Mustards.
That's true. And I did win the biggest ham award, which I still have in my closet.
Excellent.
So thank you. I'm still honored, and you know, it is kind of at the back of the closet and a little dusty, but I bring it out now and then and I say, I can't throw this away. It's too meaningful. So yeah, definitely. Hi everyone. I'm glad to be able to just pop my head in for a little bit.
Thank you, Heather.
Yeah.
Heather now has a child as well. So the supervisors are going forth and multiplying, which that can only bode well for future years of YouthWrite.
Well, exactly. You have to keep running for at least 6 or 7 more years, because then he'll be able to come.
Woo! Very exciting. And here joining us, another Colonel Mustard and other very famous characters, Joe Vanderhelm. Woo!
Hello, am I zooming properly?
You are, Joseph.
You're a zoomer.
All right. Yeah, I'm a zoomer. Okay.
Joe, do you want to just share a quick memory about your very first time at YouthWrite as a super?
Yes. Everyone was very excited to play a game called Death Polo, and I did not know what that was. But I put on my swim trunks, and I went over to the pool, and then I proceeded to get my back scratched by 1,000 teenagers. And that maybe up there with one of the first YouthWrite memories. And then I was like, oh, I get it. And then it was just like, yeah, once I like knew what the rules were. And I remember they put me in net.
I knew what the lack of rules were.
You'd be on this end, and then the other netminder, the other person who was like guarding the paddle boards, was Spider Yardley Jones, and that wasn't fair because he was a seasoned veteran. And I'm pretty sure we lost handily. Hi, Crystal.
Thank you, Joe.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Crystal. Oh, it's so good to see you. Let's just leap over to Crystal, longtime supervisor at YouthWrite. Tell us how you are and favorite memory of your first year.
Oh, my first year. Well, I'm well. I'm in Saskatoon. Yeah, loving quarantine, living my life. What is my favorite memory of my first year? Oh, I think just the discovery of it all. Like, I didn't know there were camps like this that existed. And it's a camp that I would have loved so badly to go to as a kid. And it was just kind of I just felt like constantly amazed, both as an employee and, you know, for the campers, because you guys treated us better than most, than all other counselor jobs ever did by about 1,000,000%. And we got to learn and we got to play, and then just seeing the incredible opportunities that the kids had and the unbelievable talent of the children was just mind-blowing. Like, I just always sort of felt like, if I can write a poem as good as the youngest person here before I die, I think I'm a writer. I've done it.
Thanks, Crystal. That's beautiful. Thank you. So before we spin our wheel, we better talk to our president, El Presidente, Thomas Trofimuk. Woo! Where did he go? Oh, for goodness sake.
He got
Bucket
scared.
chicken or something.
Oh, there you are. Say something. Yeah, unmute.
He's driving.
Oh, he's driving.
Unsafely.
We get 2 Big Macs.
Car.
That's amazing.
Large fry.
All right. We have a little thing called Spin the Wheel that Mackenzie put together. And we're going to take questions from our Facebook or YouTube audience. Shall we do it, Mackenzie?
Yeah, let's do it. So you want me to spin? So our Zoom people cannot see the spin the wheel options. So I will let you know what they are, and then I will spin the wheel, and someone can volunteer, or you want to designate for one person?
Yeah, we can designate a person.
Okay, so we've got a most embarrassing camp story, which Morgan already shared hers. Got time when you cried at camp, but not including Hallelujah. The moment at camp that you're proudest of, the funniest moment at camp, your favorite big show that you've been a part of or seen, the time when you messed up at camp and Gail shook her finger at you, wild card, and it says video, but it can be share a video or a picture or something visual. Okay.
Whirl.
Let's spin this wheel.
Woo! I'm watching on Facebook.
We got embarrassing story. Who has a really good one? I want a really good one. This is the time you volunteer. Or Gail will.
Oh, come on, you guys.
I got a good story about this.
Okay.
Oh, good, Nick. Good, go for it.
It was early in the Obama administration. And we were out in the back of Kiwanis, and we were playing with a drone that Noel
The drone
brought for hijinks and nonsense. And it was when drones were new. Now you can go buy them with a pack of bubble gum and sandwich. But they were pretty thrilling back then. And Noel was getting pretty good at his drone, and we were driving it around the Camp Kiwanis field. And then I said, Noel, may I try your drone? Old buddy, can I fly around your electronics without knowing anything about how to fly it?
Yeah, Nick, did you read the user manual?
I didn't. So I took the controls. And you were pretty good. So I thought, well, I could probably do that. Try
Sure, if Noel can do it.
If Noel can do it, anybody can do it.
So I pressed go, and I drove that right into the forest. And I lost it. And
Where it remains to this day.
It probably does.
It's
because
we spent a long time looking for it.
Yeah, you recruited Caleb and I
to
help you find your drone. And we formed a search party, linking arms, and paraded through the trees.
We had a whole grid system. We had a grid system.
And then the Kiwanis guys came over and said, "Oh my God, did you lose a camper? Did you lose something going on?" And we said, "Get out of here! Bring over your camp. We need your kids too." And
drone.
Yeah, I never found the drone. So you know.
And
that was the story about when I cried at camp, because I don't know, $125 that really.
Thank you for sharing that. I would like to tell a little Heather story. All the supers know this, that they can go to Value Village or some secondhand place to buy costume pieces. This has been something we've done since the beginning of YouthWrite, and we reimburse. And so I said, Heather, go forth and purchase your costume. So Heather did. And in July, she bought the biggest, heaviest, authentic fur coat in probably all of the thrift shops of Calgary, and then had to wear it for the big show at plus 30 degrees in the upper sunny room. Heather, what was that like for you?
I remember the coat. I remember feeling very elegant in it. I don't remember heat exhaustion, but that's probably because it was, you know, wiped from my memory after I passed out or whatever. Nope, just drinking lots of water. This is the key.
Yes, and I think every youth writer would support the purchase of fur, which is excellent.
If it's going to be reimbursed, you got to go for fur.
Well, and secondhand fur, that's got to be more, better than,
Well, yes, it was not fake.
It has character. It has history. It has the scent of the dead, you know, kind of in it.
And that coat lives somewhere in the bowels of the Percy Page building to this day. Ah, yes. Thank you, Heather. I do want to invite Stephen, because I know he's on a bit of it. You saw his sweet Jamie person there, just briefly. I want Stephen to share with us how he woke us up one morning. Would you do that for us, Stephen? We're all fast asleep. Imagine this. Perhaps you recall it, Youth Writers on Facebook and YouTube.
Something like that, you know?
It was very, very loud. Stephen, what was your favorite character that you played in Clue? Not in Clue, in the Big Show, rather.
I think I enjoyed playing Sigmund Freud. I don't even remember particularly that much about it, other than it seems like a great premise for a character. So
weren't we all in therapy, the clueless characters?
Yeah. That's right. Something like that.
I remember that one.
Vaguely coming back.
Or was it Caleb was the Count?
was that the same year? I was about to say my favorite character was the Count.
Yeah.
We were all in therapy for some reason or another, and the Count had lost the ability to count, and so I could only count to 2, and I couldn't remember what came after that. Yeah. And Sigmund Freud helped me with it, and Nick helped me with it.
Yeah, we were all we were like monster, classic monster characters.
Yeah.
Nicholas was Octo. What?
No, he was Nicky. He was Frankie. He was a dual personality Frankenstein monster.
Was he?
Yeah, definitely.
Anna, weren't you also Frankenstein at some point?
I was baby Frankenstein.
Were you?
That's what it was. It was before. That's why Baby Yoda's big now. You started it. the small baby versions of large green things.
Yeah, everyone was passing over to the other side to die, and I was coming the other way and living for the first time.
I don't remember being Frankenstein, but I remember Gail saying, "No, it's Frankenstein's monster. It's Frankenstein's monster." You should know this.
Right? Oh, that's so pretentious of me. So perfectly, Gail. Welcome, Marla. And welcome, JC. Hello. People.
Hello. Oh my God. Hi.
Look who it is. Marla Albiston. We're just doing a quick check-in, say hello, and then we'll go to JC. Tell us about your very first year at YouthWrite, Marla.
I remember that year.
You remember that year?
I do, yeah. I think your first year, I think, was 2005, and I was there, yeah.
Yep, that timeline adds up.
Good memory. Jeez. I was hello. My first year, I just remember like in all the meetings leading up to camp, and it was Joe's first year too. I was like, I have no idea what these people are talking about. And what you don't understand like any of the rituals that are being explained to you at the time. You're just like, eh. And then you get to camp and it's the steepest learning curve of your life. And then everything, it's like, oh, I get it.
Did
and that was also
anyone-
our 10th
Did
anniversary
anyone
year.
explain to you death polo, Marla? Like beforehand? Did anyone explain that to you?
You learn pretty quickly.
I think I just heard the term. Like I was like, oh, like okay, death polo. I don't know. What are people being murdered at this camp? What is happening?
Yes. Their backs are being murdered by claws.
Yeah, and then we had that documentary made that year by Jeff, which was really, really special and a really cool first year experience. And I was reunited with my childhood friend, Mark Haroon, who we grew up doing so much children's theater together. And then he was one of Gail's students and he was a YouthWrite supervisor. And so then we had that, just that connection, which was really neat.
Yes, the infamous big show where you were eating chocolate and laughing all the way through the scene. Do you remember that?
I remember one scene. Oh, we were Jughead and
yeah,
that was the
I was whatever Jughead's love interest is. And
you were Big Ethel and you followed him with buck teeth.
Yeah, and we had a scene for some reason. We were eating hot dog buns in the scene. And then also trying to fake make out. And I just remember we were laughing so hard and bun was like coming out of our mouths and it was so disgusting and so funny. That's
my so Heather, Super Heather was also youth writer Heather. Anna Super was also youth writer Anna. And we also have a Lauren and Miriam, who were both youth writers. Wave, because not everyone knows you. Yeah. And this is now JC, who was a longtime youth writer, much beloved. I remember sitting up late very many nights with JC talking stuff through. And what a talented person JC has always been. And now a lawyer, and I want to share this photo, if I may, so you can see JC as in a version of her younger self. So just bear with me while I do this, and Mackenzie's going to get the spin the wheel ready.
Oh goodness, okay.
You got it.
Wait, JC, I got it right here. No, I don't.
So this picture that you're about to show, though, it's from YouthWrite 2002, and I was 13 then. And one of the instructors that year, actually, what was his name? I can't remember. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I can't remember his name. It was John something. I wasn't in his class, but he brought his 2-year-old son, Oscar, with him.
Jonathan Link.
That's right. Yeah. And he seemed really cool. And I was showing his toddler son how to work this camera. It was like an outdoor only camera. So it was really grainy, but he took that picture and I'm like, for a 2-year-old, that's a really good picture. You know? So I'm smiling at it, but yeah, that's me.
That's great. Later at the very end of our podcast or of our Zoomer live stream, we have a section of the video that we made that Marla alluded to. And you will see other pictures of yourself, JC.
Okay, awesome. I'd love to.
Do you want to share any very favorite memory that you have before we spin the wheel again?
You know, there's so many of them and they're going to keep coming to me as I think of them. So let's do the wheel first. Okay, and then if I think of anything else, I'll just comment and chime in because my memory is kind of crazy detailed. So let's just do that, I think.
Excellent. And Megan, don't forget to chime in if there are questions coming from either YouTube or Facebook live stream. Mackenzie, go ahead. I'm going to take a look at our totals while you're doing this, okay?
Sounds good, because there's some action in the inbox, Gail.
There is, yes. Thomas, can you be me for a few minutes?
Thomas, hi. Thomas, how are you? We haven't checked in with you yet.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi, my name is Thomas, and I have a bit of a drinking problem. I'm pretty sure this is the right meeting. Is this the right meeting?
Yes, Thomas.
Okay, great, thanks. How's it going, everybody?
Pretty good, Tom. How are you?
It's really weird to drive in the car and see you all on my dashboard, and I was listening all the way home. It was great. It was great to hear your voices from all over the place. Okay.
Safe. Seems really safe, Thomas. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, I need to talk quieter. Somebody's yelling at me. I need to talk quieter.
That's okay. I'm trying to get the spin the wheel, but she stopped working.
Oh no.
But that's okay.
While it's trying to get to work, one memory that I am quite fond of is it was YouthWrite 2004, and the theme for the big show was superheroes. And so I don't know how my friends roped me into doing this, but we decided that I was going to be Captain Planet, which involved me rubbing blue body paint all over myself and spray dyeing my hair green. But the aerosol can of green hair dye was quite toxic and it smelled terrible. And I sprayed it in this bathroom, and literally this green toxic fog just flooded the bathroom, and people walked in to go to the bathroom, they'd be like choking. They're like, what is going on here? There's this like creepy green mist everywhere. But that I had like red long underwear on and a pair of my mother's nice red leather driving gloves that she let me borrow for some reason, even though I wrecked them with this blue paint. But you know, the costume was a hit. I don't think I won, but the costume is still a hit. So that was pretty epic.
I remember your costume because I was also a camper that year.
That's right, you were. Yeah, I remember that. I remember you being there, and you and Emily for the talent show did something where you sat under the piano and played Heart and Soul. Like that was amazing.
Sure did.
Spin the wheel is down, but I can be the wheel for you.
Okay, so just randomly pick a topic.
I can roll the dice here. I've got a bunch of dice handy. Don't ask why.
Oh yeah, let's
ask
go
why
with dice. Okay.
What do you want? A D12, D8?
What do you have there? Give
I
me
got 10s, 8s, 12s, 6s, 4s.
6, please. There's 6 outcomes.
4.
4. Okay, I didn't assign any of the numbers, so let's pretend like that was an actual game. JC, can you tell us about a moment where you cried or you felt moved at camp? Besides, we're not including Hallelujah because that's an obvious one. You have one of those?
That is not a fair question because I'm pretty sure I cried and was moved every single moment of YouthWrite. You know, especially when Bob Jareg plays that song, This Earth, it's just like, oh my God, I'm gonna start falling. Yeah, I don't, there's so many of them, honestly. Are there any other questions that I can answer a little better than that, or should I just stick to this one? Because I've been moved, like, YouthWrite was essentially a big sob fest for me in a good way.
I feel like I would put in with the same thing. That I was absolutely moved the first time I heard Bob Jareg sing This Earth. It was like just amazing. And then, you know, you come back after year, and then you hear their songs evolve and everyone's singing along. It can get really emotional.
It's really hard to describe, but like you just get hit in the heartstrings and you're like, oh my God, this moment is beautiful and perfect and everything. So I have to say Bob Jareg's voice is probably the number one thing that moves me at YouthWrite, but you know, everything everything. I know that's a cop-out, but it's true, everything.
I totally agree that song, me and Gail were watching a video with that song that we'll show you at the end of our live stream, and we were both crying. Just that song and YouthWrite together is just so special. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, JC. And here's our new total. $19,541.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. And look who's joined us.
Oh, can I introduce him?
Please do.
So the person who has joined us, I met my first time at camp, and I met him because I was awkwardly standing alone, being very scared that I was there and thinking I wouldn't fit in. And then this very tall person walked up to me and said, "Hi there, my name's Peter. I don't believe in capital letters. How are you? What do you write?"
That sounds like Peter.
That's such a great intro.
And he hasn't changed since. Now
he still introduces himself that way.
He still hates capital letters.
And capitalism now, and I still speak in lowercase letters. Somehow, even in closed caption, the computer just knows I am an egalitarian when it comes to letters. Oh gosh. Hello.
Hi, Peter. So, Peter, what was the big leap for you when you were a YouthWriter and then become supervisor?
Yeah, Gail, it was the big show. I'm not super confident on stage. I've always felt more comfortable working a lighting board or moving set. And I think it was like being on stage with you, Joe, Marla, Noel, like all these talented professional improvisers, and trying to make something of it was and if I were to get on stage right now, still is a terrifying prospect, but everyone was always so kind.
Peter, can I chime in though? I actually don't agree with you. I remember this one play you were in while we were both still campers, and it was a play called A Dog Named Damn It, and your character kept screaming at this imaginary dog named Damn It, but you just stole the show and you screamed, "Sit down, damn it!" And like everyone was just peeling in laughter. So I'm sorry, I don't agree with your shy comment, but that's okay. You know yourself, you know.
Yeah, if I could chime in on that as well, I seem to recall the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, and naked. So
I recall this as well.
Oh, Stephen, and Julia, and all of you, man, this is warming my heart on a bleak December day.
It is so good to see you. I think that there's a group of the supers who have a little something to share. I'm not sure if I was supposed to share that video, Joe, or if you brought it, or if Nicholas brought it.
I believe
I think Nick is our guy.
Is the keeper of knowledge.
The holder.
The multimedia. 1 second.
All right, we'll keep talking while you're doing that. Nicholas, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready, and I'm going to introduce Miranda Martini, also former youth writer and now supervisor. We are thrilled you could join us, Miranda. A favorite memory from camp, Miranda? When you were a camper?
Oh boy! So if you hear some background noise, my partner's making me dinner right now, so forgive me. Hi everyone. Favorite memory from camp? Oh boy! I mean, all of the river times were extremely memorable and special. There are kind of too many to choose from, and I maybe should have prepared for this better beforehand. But I have a very fond memory of going out to the river with a poetry class, and all of us, being there in our what felt like a totally secret private spot and reading to each other from our work from class and crying a lot. Just a lot of crying memories. Boy, howdy.
Many feels.
Many feels, all of the feels.
Thank you, Miranda. I remember you singing for the first time, I think, at camp, and how blown away I was by your voice. Of course, Miranda's gone on to be a singer-songwriter, and a writer of many things, but how lovely to have the privilege to hear you first at YouthWrite. I think Nicholas is ready. Nick, do you want to introduce this?
Yeah, Nicholas, can you, as the director of what you're about to share, could you speak about your creative process and,
yes, please.
The other experts that you brought in to help with the piece you're about to share?
Yep.
When you're surrounded by artists, as I so often am, great artists like Noel and Caleb and other guy, you can't help but go, oh boy, fellas, let's get art making. And you get yourself your 20 minutes and you're sleep deprived, and you grab a camera and you go to a mosquito infested gully, and you emerge having communed with spirits from God knows where. And sometimes you come up with a little something like this.
Enter the frame of my two-day play. Enjoy a friendly encounter.
exchange a thought, a handshake too. Let's remember this. Encounter.
A wave goodbye.
A song to sing.
Until our
next
encounter.
Yeah.
Beautiful work.
Thanks for indulging. Oh, there it goes again.
I laughed and I cried. It was
good.
It was very moving. I have one to share, if I may. Talk amongst yourselves and discuss.
Discuss what? What should we discuss?
Not cat memories or anything. No way. Not that.
How brilliant you were. Okay, I'll be right back.
I have to say, I feel like that piece, Nick, was a precursor to other projects I've seen in theaters or that got into festivals. It's very like an early stage of a concept of how to tell a story in film that you've taken.
Are you implying I just repeat myself over and over?
Absolutely not.
Where are you watching your cinema?
You broke up a bit there, Nick. Can you repeat that last part?
One of Anna's movies is on the Criterion Channel next month.
Oh.
Sorry. Maybe you wanted to say that. So excited.
Thanks for the plug.
Sorry.
It was just another day in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Nero. My name is Angel.
You got a last name, Angel?
What I have for you, Mr. Nero, is a job. Are you interested?
I'm interested.
Good. My brother
She was
and I-
hot and cold all at once. Maybe the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
Mr. Nero, if you please.
Please?
What happened next?
Please wasn't a word I expected to hear from a dame like her.
Mr. Nero, stop narrating. My brother is missing. And he left behind this.
What does it mean?
I don't know, but I'm sure this will take you on an adventure full of twists and turns and, well, maybe even plot holes. You can't pass up.
She was right. If it took everything I had, I was gonna solve this mystery. Or my name isn't Jack Nero.
YouthWrite, a camp for kids who love to write just about anything.
I'm noticing a trend in any type of film that YouthWrite has put together over the years. They bring together amazing human beings to make these awesome films, commercials, depiction of everything, but it all comes down to Sharpie on an 8x11 piece of paper. Out of all, like, we never budgeted for anything better than a Sharpie and some paper.
It's so true.
Just noticing it now after 14 years.
Stationery was highly prized.
Hey, we had to keep those bins very organized, right?
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, those were the treasures.
Oh gosh, that was fantastic. It's so great to see that, Marla and Joe. That was made by Tate Young, who has shared some other footage I'm going to share with you today. It's just fantastic. Wow, that was just so delightful. We have a new person joining us. There he is. Mark Haroon.
My God.
It's
Hey,
Mark
everyone.
Haroon. So this harkens back to the early days. I know Heather worked with Mark. I know Marla worked with Mark, and then Joe, and also Joe worked with Mark.
And after Mark left, you kept calling me Mark.
I did.
Just to keep the
Too
spirit
bad.
alive.
Too bad. Boo hoo, Noel.
So it gives me great pleasure.
Just kidding.
Thank you for joining us, Mark. It is such a treat to see you and to have you with us. I'm going to put you on speaker view. Do you want to just talk about your early days as supervisor?
Okay, yeah, my early days. So that was a while ago. Not even in the 2000s, late 90s. And yeah, I mean, it was just really being overwhelmed. So basically I was recruited by, I'm sure this story's been told many times this evening, recruited by Gail. Gail, who brought us all together, everyone who's on this screen, brought together by the incredible woman who's in the corner of my screen. And she asked me when I was in high school, just graduated, to be a counselor at YouthWrite. And basically I was a counselor with a bunch of like super cool people who were slightly older than me, who I just thought were the most amazing, talented, coolest people that I just wanted to like hang out with. Was Tara and Kelly and Mike and April, and I just wanted to like hang out with them, and I looked up to them, and it was like literally the coolest job I've ever had for like a week of my life. Yeah, and I was just basically scared the whole time. And we did like a deadbeat poet thing, and Gail gave birth to us, and I knew I wasn't in Kansas anymore.
It became tradition after that.
Yes, indeed. Every year, Gail would give birth to all of the supers, and I think there's a metaphor there of some sort, but I don't know.
Oh my God, you beautiful people. I just remember thinking that you were such a wise person, older than your years. I do want to share it because JC is here. JC, were you there the year that Mike became cast a spell? Were any of you? He came as his character.
I only remember Mike
I was
year,
there.
and that was 2000. I'm sorry, my dog's whining.
That's okay.
That was 2002, but I was in the younger camp then, so
I seem to recall balloons popping.
Yes, Heather.
Yeah, I don't think I was there for that one. That might have been something they reserved for the older camp, the more sophisticated beak shows, because I was still in the younger camp at that point. I only remember Mike 1 year, and that was 2002.
I would just like to share, Mark, in complete good spirited fun, that Mark pulled me aside and was really angry at me and said, "Where is the moral center of this camp?" And I would just like to share, if I may, JC, because you shared it in your bio, may I?
Yes.
So JC is now a drag king. And so this is what YouthWrite does.
Awesome.
So we've succeeded.
Yeah, we've succeeded in our evil scheme. I'm sure someone's watching this and feeling that. I do have a little note. Heather Shaw, now McDonald, Mark and Heather, you remember, is remembering Cast a Spell fondly and is saying hello on Facebook. So let's do a spin the wheel, Mackenzie.
Yes, let me see if that's working now.
Okay. We've got lots of video and we've got maybe some more music. She's spinning the wheel.
Ah, it's back. It's
Yay!
back. It just needed a rest. Okay, here we go.
Excellent. Here we go.
Oh, we got right on the line. Oh, is that even allowed? We got right on the line.
You get to call it, Mackenzie.
Okay, I'm going with oops moment. Time where you messed up at camp.
Oh, Anna.
So this moment is accompanied by a photograph.
Ooh.
So my favorite big show to do, because I was never a drama major, and always found that whole process to be quite terrifying. My favorite big show to do is always the deadbeat poet.
Agreed.
Because I enjoy the structured nature of the unstructuredness of it, and the fact that it's all movement, body, and noise.
It's a classic.
but one year when I was being birthed, I dislocated my shoulder in front of the live YouthWrite audience.
Oh,
and
God.
in this picture you're looking at, you will see that this shoulder is actually dislocated at this moment. And I'm just waiting for things to die down in order to beg a ride to the hospital. So I had to get Gail to drive me to the clinic where I wept in her arms, and she gently rubbed my back for an hour and a half until after the laughing gas didn't work. Finally, they had strapped like these bags of liquid to my arm, and it was dangling off the bed, and she was gently rubbing my arm until it slid back in after a few hours. And so I had to spend the next week and a half at YouthWrite in a sling. So that was a big oops for me.
That's a serious commitment to YouthWrite.
Yeah, I like to think it's symbolic of my full on let the show go on commitment to YouthWrite.
And Anna, were you being birthed at the time of this? I seem to recall you were doing like a dive roll out of Gail.
That's what I remember too.
Yeah, I was crawling through the legs of I forget whom, and it just popped out. And I recall
It was
slipping out the back.
It was
and
Steven.
trying to like pop it back in on the wall in the back hall while everyone screamed, "I'm a loaf of bread, please don't let me die."
It made sense at the time.
It still makes sense.
It still makes sense, yes.
And it was Steven who gave birth to you, because that was Steven's
yes.
give birth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Steven didn't spread his legs wide enough.
Classic issue.
Classic. Any other oops moments that you care to share, my darlings?
This is kind of like a collective one, but like just the amount of like walkie-talkie malfunctions that we've had over the years, you know?
How many people here have dropped their walkie-talkies into
the toilet? Yeah.
Into a toilet.
Mark
I have
Mark
not.
did.
I
Peter
have
did.
to interrupt just briefly to say that it's dinner time for the 5-year-old. Here he is. So we are going to say farewell, but thank
Bye,
you so much
Heather.
for inviting me. And have a wonderful... Bye, goodbye. Thank you.
Bye. Oh boy.
We are in there.
That's right.
You're the first year those came out. I believe it was 2003. And so for the cover of the YouthWrite anthology, Spider drew something saying, "The future's here." And it was a picture of all the supers that couldn't figure out how the walkie-talkies worked.
And then the instructors kept stealing them.
Yes, Tom.
Thomas.
I would never steal a walkie-talkie, Gail. Never.
I remember Mark Haroon with the blow dryer and the walkie.
That was before anyone knew about the bag of rice thing, right? It was a blow dryer or nothing.
Before we all habitually dropped our phones into toilets.
Caleb, you keep saying that like that's a thing that happens.
No, it doesn't happen to me. I just it seems to happen to a lot of people. I don't know.
I never dropped my walkie-talkie.
I felt pretty good about that as well. But it always, at least once a year. How does this happen?
Joe, didn't you have it in your like swim trunks and you get into the pool?
I said I never dropped it into anybody.
Yeah, no, you had it in your pocket and you jumped in the pool.
That's not dropping. That's plunging.
That's a get out of jail free card right there.
To drop seems to suggest like an oopsie doopsie moment.
Yeah, that's right. He was
I don't
careless,
think
not
that's gonna fly.
clumsy.
That's coming from a lawyer. That's not gonna fly. I'm sorry.
I'm going with Caleb's definition. It's careless, not clumsy. I will stand ground on that
one. Before we do another total, I have a little something to share that harkens back to Mark and Kelly and the very early years when we used to have a television ad. So yay, Mark, I get to embarrass you. And I hope you all enjoy this little conglomeration of several years of ads. We ready? Some of you will remember this, youth writers.
Oh no.
Hey, YouthWrite.
What's up?
Itchin'. Itchin'.
Do I pull a tree?
Itchin'.
To write songs?
Itchin'.
To write plays?
Itchin'.
To write films?
Itchin'.
To eat off straight?
Itchin' to get away from your mama.
From your dad, from your bro, and your sister, they pop yacht. Yo, you got an issue right. Let's discuss project. Come to YouthWrite 2002, a camp for kids who love to write just about anything.
Call us toll free or check out our website.
Wordplay up.
So watch the next one. It will be much as Noel said, we never.
Idea for a story, idea for a play.
Write it all down.
At YouthWrite you can create most anything.
If you write it all down.
Join us for Octoword Play at the right place.
YouthWrite 2003, a camp for kids who love to write just about anything. Call us toll free or check out me website.
Here's the one.
Unravel the mystery of many genres.
Uncover your 9 lives. YouthWrite 2004.
9 wordplay lives.
YouthWrite.
A camp for kids who love to write.
Just about anything.
Like you said, Sharpie.
That one also kind of read like a.
YouthWrite, a camp for kids who love to write.
Just about anything.
And this next one is
She was like the newly risen sun. Her hair like the night.
Hey, YouthWrite.
What's up?
Itchin'. Itchin'.
Do I pull a tree?
Are we watching this again?
To write plays? To write films?
This needs to be on loop somewhere.
Yeah. From your dad, from your bro, and your sister, they pop yacht. Yo, you got an issue right. Let's discuss project. Come to YouthWrite 2002, a camp for kids who love to write just about anything.
Call us toll free or check out our website.
Wordplay up.
It's a remarkable document of the late 90s. The date, the dates, it clearly said early 2000s, Mark. Oh, whatever. Every date was.
Yeah, I think I paid you and Kelly what, $200 each?
Well, and the later ones, if you see Kelly stars in them when she's like the fortune teller and when she's frolicking in the fields, and the camera is in love with her in all of those scenes, and they're directed by Tate Young, who is now Kelly's husband. Was Kelly Spilchak, is now Kelly Young, and they have a daughter together, and they've been married for a long time now. So a little behind the scenes info there.
Yeah, a little bit of gossip. And I know that you were never chagrined that you lost the center stage of of those commercials.
Yeah, I was very chagrined, extremely. Still am. I'm mad right now. It's also, Gail, we got to watch the renovation of your house take place.
It was great.
Through those commercials.
Yep, like I said, no expense was spared.
I actually think right after we shot that, we started to put the wallpaper up and paint.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I made them paint and clean. Mark, you don't know that Marla shared earlier the story of the two of you the first year Marla joined us, and you were eating hot dog buns or something into each other's faces or nearly each other's mouths.
I mean, you were Jughead.
It was the Archie one. That was 2006.
Oh yeah, we were making out. Well, pretend making out, and I don't know, making out and eating buns at the same time. It only makes sense if you've ever seen The Big Show. And we were like literally spitting bun everywhere. But I think like, sorry, I know there's no wheel spinning, but if I had to pick a favorite memory, it's being in The Big Show with Marla, because there was that one, and then there was
Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel, and I don't know why, but we love the chocolate, and we just said it over and over, and we thought we were funny. I don't know if anyone else did, but we thought we were hilarious.
Chocolate's baby.
The chocolate
That's it,
baby.
the chocolate baby. That's it. Thank
Oh
you.
my
See,
God.
that's it. Yeah.
Is it made of chocolate or is dipped in chocolate?
I just remember we had a lot of like intense eye contact in scenes together, like the hot dog buns. I just remember like your face being right here, and we're just staring into each other's souls, just like.
Oh yeah, we were committed. Marla, you and me, we were committed to those shows, like
Very
110%.
That was Joe's first year too, and I don't know if you two remember, but Joe had kidney stones, and he told none of us, and he worked through that pain, and we were just stupefied when we learned that he'd been in this terrible pain all day the first day of camp. Oh my God, Joseph.
Yeah.
I was in your squad, Joe, the first year you were there. I was in your squad. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome for almost everyone who wasn't experiencing the excruciating pain of kidney stones.
I had no idea.
If ever I was gonna, if the oops wheel was gonna land on me, I was gonna share that story, because I definitely thought I could just sort of tough it out. But it hurts a lot.
Joe, if I had known, I would have been nicer to you.
Would you have?
Probably not.
Yeah, it turns out you should drink a lot of water. That's also important for vocal health, because in that video that you heard of Encounter, I just had the worst vocal polyps. My voice is ravaged by not time, youth, I suppose. Perhaps YouthWrite. No, from not knowing how to project properly and never doing vocal warm-ups and never drinking water. So Caleb helped me. He got me back on right feet, and then some surgery helped as well. So, oh boy, you've seen me at my worst, YouthWrite. So you deserve me at my best.
I worked in the portrayal of a very grisly old thirsty guy. That's what I told you to do, and you just came right out and did it.
You're a very good director, Nick.
Thanks.
I want us to go through and just introduce us as our clue characters, and then maybe we can call on Miranda to sing a little song. So, oh, Nicholas, are you leaving the screen? I will start, since I went downstairs and I didn't press it, but here it is. The beautiful, much beloved and probably needs a dry cleaning, Professor Plum. And though you may know me as a neurosurgeon and gynecologist.
Oh, looking good, Professor Plum. Oh, it's Colonel Mustard. I've lost some of my garmentry and various accessories, but I still got the visor.
Yes, Joe's big dad, Colonel Mustard, more from what were you, Foghorn Leghorn, or were you Big Daddy? And
I think Big Daddy was Foghorn Leghorn.
Yes.
Well, I do declare,
the original Colonel Mustard.
There was a time when a Colonel Mustard was a lot more suave than when he aged.
It's due to his war injury.
Nicholas Carter? You're not muted. You're muted.
You're muted.
You are muted.
Okay, give me a house beat. It's I am the watermelon. And Look, it's pink. It's a Walter Wonderman. I am #1 house music DJ. I don't have my beige with me.
So those of you who may not know, Nicholas was for years Chesterfield beige, but
I don't have it. It's
tonight
nice.
he's channeling something else.
Is it in storage in Edmonton, Nick? Is it in
Yeah,
one
it's
of
in
your
my
storage lockers?
storage locker. I don't have it.
I like this new
amazing.
Mr. Watermelon or whatever.
I'm working
whatever
on
this
both of
this
those.
Euro hip hop
Dita.
club
Yeah.
beats Mr. Watermelon.
I'm working on it.
Chesterfield beige was so sensational. I
Thank you.
still reference Chesterfield beige as a name, as a character,
Oh,
Beautiful.
thank
As a
you.
philosophy.
as a philosophy, as a life choice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a
Absolutely
toucher. No
great.
touching. No touching.
The handsman.
No touching.
That's what it is.
Anna Cooley, who are you?
I did not get the costume memo. My apologies. But yes, I have for many years been Miss Scarlet.
Yes, after the death of the original Miss Scarlet, when I held her dress in my hands, then you became you remorphed into the new Scarlet with your own line of deadly cosmetics.
And
which
a
will
much
not-
better dress.
Yes.
Did she die and you lip synced Bohemian Rhapsody? Or no, that was
Yes.
somebody else. But
Yes,
Gail kept telling someone to
JC.
shut up.
It was
because she would stop crying. I can't remember who died though.
It was Miss Scarlet died, and Mark refused to learn the lyrics to the song until he realized he would be center stage. Do you remember that, Mark?
I remember not remembering the lyrics, and I remember you being very displeased. And I think I wrote down here because one of the questions was when you cried, and that was one of my when I cried moments because you were so angry.
Gail kept saying shut up because someone kept crying in the show and Gail was like, shut up, or Professor Plum was saying shut up.
Remember I bought all those wonderful horned helmets?
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. We were an opera chorus. That was
You
great.
were,
Yeah.
Caleb. All right, Caleb is Dr. White.
Dr. White. For some reason, we decided that he should be Scottish when we started this whole thing. I'm not exactly sure why that happened, but we certainly followed through with it.
I think it's because it's the only accent you can do.
Yeah, I think that was probably it. Yeah. All the other ones morph into Scottish when I try them, so...
To be fair, it's a very hard accent to do. So if you're going to pick one...
The trickiest thing was
take the
when
hard
we had when we were doing when Kevin was supervising with us, and we had because his character Mr. Black was Irish, and our accents were too close together. But I feel like we held our own fairly well.
Yes, you did. And your lovely wife, Whitney. Whitney White.
That's right, Whitney White. That's right, Morgan. That's right. I forgot about that.
Of course you would.
I know. I was I've been sued too many times for malpractice. I'm obviously not in my right mind.
And you had a very was it an amicable divorce, the two of you, or was it not?
That's right. We had what was
We
that?
had a great time. Didn't we had a divorce party
Yes, we did.
in a bouncy castle.
Yes.
That's when all of our
bouncy castle.
The bouncy castle.
Yes.
Oh my god, I can still feel that in my
We had
knees.
almost every scene. We were just like, we're in a bouncy castle, so everyone's gonna bounce a little bit the whole time.
And then the show went an hour long.
You milked it.
Oh, grand. New to us last year actually at Winter Wordplay is Goldie Gold. Mackenzie.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know where my costume is, but that was super fun because I went to Winter Wordplay not thinking I was being a super or being in the Beak Show, and then I just happened to have an entirely gold outfit for a photo shoot I was doing later, and so I stepped in Kelty's place as an alien from the golden fingering planet. Finger ring.
Oh yes.
Yeah, something like that.
The One Ring. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Noel. That is an unusual
So Peter Green is now a captain. So my longtime partner, Miss Pink, is doing quite well. They're back in rehab, and as a result, I'm now running cruise ships. So right now we've got a big sale on cruise ships. If anybody wants to come on a boat with me, I haven't been doing anything bad lately, but if anyone wants to come on a cruise ship with me, it's really tight quarters, and I made sure the ventilation is turned off. And I'm back, baby.
Yeah, that's great. I remember there was one summer we managed to get you and Mark together, and you did some kind of hissy fight over who was the better Mr. Green. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I clearly won and Mark lost. Mark's the worst. Mark is the worst Mr. Green ever. I thought that was.
And actually, it was a real fight. It
Yeah.
wasn't actually. We weren't acting.
Yeah.
And I won the fight.
No, I clearly remember I won the fight.
That's not the way I remember it.
Okay, but I remember it and that I did.
All right, well, whatever. We'll do a recount of the vote and we'll go to court and it'll be me.
That sounds like Mark.
One of my very favorite lawyer characters who many times made me have to go off stage and laugh was the wonderful Ms. Peacock, Christelle. Oh my goodness.
I believe that I was the inspiration for JC's current career based on how successful, ethical, and in control I was at all times. Yeah, she was fun. I feel like her personality disorders morphed by the year. As I learned more about mental health. But she was a good time. She was a good time.
I remember your dress. Oh my goodness. We had to pin you into that thing.
We really did. Yeah, there were some dodgy moments in the second version of the dress. Because there was an original dress, wasn't there? Were there two?
I don't remember.
I don't know, but the second one, I feel like we were like, I have to move very carefully lest this be a different kind of show.
That's so true, Chris. Oh my God. Oh.
It was a good time.
Such a good time. Thank you. Oh, Monsieur Brunette.
Enchanté, Madame le Professeur. I'm broadcasting to you live from an abandoned buffet world where I'm hiding out between schemes. Normally, I would ask for your credit card information. Knowing your mother's maiden name and elementary school would be very helpful. Today, we are dedicating to a different cause than Monsieur Brunette, and that is YouthWrite.
Excellent. Ah, yes, you're such a scoundrel. I think we all are. That's the best fun. I'm going to go to Marla and then to Miranda, and maybe we'll let Miranda play us out. But Marla, oh, Ms. Crimson. Wait, you have to unmute though.
I don't have my costume here, but I'll make do.
Okay.
Keep going. Yeah!
Miss Crimson here, eternal optimist and Miss Scarlet's favorite cousin.
Also, Mr. Green is right beside you.
Oh, not on my screen.
In my screen, he's on top of her.
I think my love interest morphed into Chesterfield beige as the years went on.
That's right. I forgot about that. That was so
my
nerdy and
soulmate.
wonderful.
So true.
Crimson
and
white.
I don't know that all of you've had the pleasure of meeting Creepy Baby, Ms. Cream.
Baby?
Be a creepy baby.
Miranda, unmute, sweet. Yeah. Ms. Cream.
How very dare you? She's not creepy. She's a being of pure love and light. And I also couldn't find my costume, but no matter.
You do her voice.
Camilla Cream is inside me always. Hello. I'm Camilla Cream, is a beautiful child and adopted daughter of Mumsy Scarlet. Hello, Mumsy. Oh, it's so lovely to see all of my darlings.
You got dark,
kiss you
Miranda.
all.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I don't know who this Miranda. One moment. Hi, I'm back.
Oh my god.
I don't know what just happened. Something came over me, but it seems to have passed now.
She has.
Yeah, Camilla Cream doesn't sing, or she tries to, but it comes out as like horrible whispers. She has a very successful ASMR channel. So, yeah, Gail, what do you want to hear? Do you want to hear a YouthWrite, a Ridge?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Go Boots.
Rainbow pie.
No, there will be no requests this evening. Thank you.
Damn it.
This is not a democracy. I'll play. This is a song that if you've seen one of the older YouthWrite ads, you may recognize this from it. And I finished it or began it at YouthWrite. I don't actually know what part of it I wrote, but I would have been around 13. And it's a bit funny because I got married in the fall. Yeah, thanks. So this sort of feels kind of weird and inappropriate now, but that's fine. So this song's called Sweet Dean. Sweet Dean, his hair is gold and his eyes are green. Sweeter boy I ain't ever seen, but I just can't love my baby Dean. He carried my books each day after school. On weekends I'd walk over and swim out in his pool. One day in 6th grade he leaned in for a kiss. I started wondering, how do I get out of this? In junior high they said we would get married. In high school we were homecoming king and queen. And I just don't know how I could ever leave him now. My boy Dean, my boy Dean. Oh, Dean, sweet Dean, his hair is gold and his eyes are green. Sweeter boy I ain't ever seen, but I just can't love my baby Dean. Last night all my years of hiding caught up with me. Dean told me he loved me and he got down on one knee. Everyone's just waiting for me to say yes. Papa's saving money and Mama's picked out a dress. Tomorrow night I have to give my answer to the question that's been haunting all my dreams. Do I live life in denial and go walking down that aisle to my Dean, my boy Dean? Oh, Dean, sweet Dean, his hair is gold and his eyes are green. Sweeter boy I ain't ever seen, but I just can't love my baby Dean. Dean, don't take this the wrong way. I just need my space. Some girl will love you much better than I can. I sign the note and I put it on the dresser, but then I think of her face and I rip it up again. What can I tell him? This beautiful boy who loves me, he expects an answer, but I can't give him what he wants from me. I can't give him anything. Dean, sweet Dean, his hair is gold and his eyes eyes are green. The sweeter boy I ain't ever seen. I just can't love my baby Dean. Dean, the sweet Dean, his hair is gold and his eyes are green. The sweeter boy I ain't ever seen. But I just can't love my baby Dean. No, I just can't love my baby Dean. No, I just can't marry my baby Dean. Ooh, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Written was it written at YouthWrite or your YouthWrite years?
It was definitely part of it was written at YouthWrite. I don't know if I finished it at YouthWrite, but I have a very strong memory of noodling with it in the upper sunning room.
Yeah. Wow. That's a treat. Thank you, Miranda.
That was awesome.
I want you to know, Miranda, that I consistently get that song stuck in my head ever since you wrote it.
Yeah.
That's
To this day.
What did I say? 13. So yeah, a full over a decade, almost 2 decades worth of having it stuck in your head. That's very kind. I was gonna say, I think that the YouthWrite 2003 ad, I think that was my first YouthWrite.
Wow.
No, you were there the year before, Miranda. I remember.
Oh, with the dynamite memory, I will
I know.
totally
It scares me sometimes, honestly. It scares me.
Well, my beautiful people, we've gone over, but in part that's been for such a good cause. We're at $19,666 and climbing. Woo!
Woo!
So if you're watching, we want to thank you all. We have a little video to play out. You know, we could do this till midnight because we're self-indulgent and we love each other, but but it's time for people to have supper and to say thank you to people who've come from afar, like Morgan. And I know there's people from Saskatchewan watching, and Saskatchewan, whoa, and from Toronto. So we've got people across the country watching, people who are beloved alumni, current youth writers, hopefully new youth writers. And it has been such a treat. Mackenzie and I've been so excited for this day. Thank you for taking time out of your lives. It's so good to see your faces. Oh my God. And thank you everyone who supported us. I can't say all your names because we're now in the hundreds of people who've supported us, but we will say thank you. I want to say to Megan and Mackenzie for being my behind the scenes beautiful people. And to those of you who are online and making comments, we adore you. Here's a very special something. It features Bob Jerrig's song. It's part of the YouthWrite documentary that was made some years ago. And so we'll play you out with this with much love and heartfelt thanks. We never dreamed we'd do this well. So thank you all.
I'm gonna start crying.
Sometimes I like to move like lightning across the evening sky and feel the cool wind blowing through the valley and the pine.
Such a positive and upbeat environment. You feel so welcome and happy to be here, and everyone's really happy to see you all the time.
I wish that I could fly on feathers.
So much more self-confident than I ever used to be. I've got a much greater sense of who I am and who I want to be.
This earth, she is my mother.
it's a real lifeline to a lot of talented kids that they wouldn't find elsewhere.
This wood is my home.
You can totally let yourself go. You come back feeling so uplifted, feeling so much more able to actually produce something of value.
But this is all I need to know.
This place just breeds magic.
This is a place, and over again the kids said it to me, this is where we feel safe. I can say anything here and nobody gets mad at me. And nobody makes fun of me here. I think to create safe places for the expression of opinion of young people is probably the most important thing anybody can do.
Well, this is really the first place that I came where there's everybody around me just creates art or writes.
So we insist on a lot of different kinds of applause because we want kids to feel buoyed up. This is your place. This is where you are supported, and what you say and do and write and create matters to us. It matters to us.
And this iron has a poem on it.
Sometimes, as in Lauren Spector's case, it's the incorporation of words with found objects so that the actual words go on the objects. We have screenwriting and playwriting and journalism and journaling and photojournalism this year. We have songwriting and hip-hop and words. So it's just quite a wide amalgam of different kinds of ways to use words creatively. And perhaps all together, that's what creates the rounded individual who comes out of this camp.
I was really, really painfully shy, but I was in a room with a girl who is now one of my best friends, and we made ourselves into the sisterhood, and so that was a really great experience because, I mean, those people are going to be my friends for the rest of my life.
Let's chop vegetables. Yes, let's!
It was really some of the first and positive encouragement I'd gotten, and I've always remembered that. I think that YouthWrite helps people develop not just as writers, but definitely as people in their own rights.
The instructors are a fabulous amalgam of talent from all over this province and indeed the country. And then I meet them and I ask myself, would this person be a fit at YouthWrite? And I guess the person who has a sense of humility about him or her, a sense that this is a sacred practice, and if we invite enough people to the fold, it'll grow and grow.
I look forward to this every year, obviously. I've been back here, 10 times, and it means so much to me that I've actually tattooed it onto my back. So if that isn't, dedication, I don't know what is.
Like, we have a 3-hour car ride home and it's just nonstop, just ideas flowing. And she's writing them down. Oh, I got another one, writing them down. Unbelievable. It's just an experience that every child should have.
Yeah, it's so hard to leave. You don't want to leave this place. It's beautiful.
When I come here and hear these kids and their rants and their creativity and their passion for being engaged in the world and in life, I feel some hope for the future, and this isn't the only camp that does it, but it is one of the ones that does it best, and I think it's important, and I would like to see it go on for a long time to come.
Sometimes I like to move like lightning across the evening sky and feel the cool wind blowing through the valley and the pine.
So thanks, Mackenzie. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
You did it, Gail. That's all you.
Oh, it's you guys. Oof. 25 years and I'm only 27.
Super toddler started this.
I love you all. Thank you for giving your time, your music, your thoughts, your words, your images. I wish we had more time. I know we could do this all night, but let us come together for this celebration. We are looking to have a physical camp next summer, come hell or high water. And I hope to have an in-person 25th anniversary birthday party. So stay tuned. Thank you, Mackenzie. Thank you.